Nava Solar is a limited liability company that I started in Michigan around September of last year. And we developed a low-cost manufacturing process for high-efficiency, long-lasting solar cells and panels. And we plan to scale up and mass produce this technology. And the current partners are me, the founder and CEO, and I have a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering. And my business partner is Koblar Jackson. He is the co-founder and chief of operations, and he's about to finish up his construction management degree at Michigan State University. And our target markets, in order of both significance and chronologically, are humanitarian projects, green energy development firms, commercial and industrial clients, small businesses, and then at the end of it, we're going to target individual homeowners, but we're going to go to all the four others first. Now a bit about our technology. It is printable, thin film, flexible, non-toxic solar panels with an efficiency of 12% based on copper, indium, gallium selenide. It's abbreviated SIGs for short, nanomaterials. And the panels are long lasting. We tried to do standard lifetime testing and we weren't able to determine it because the efficiency actually increased over time. But nothing lasts forever, so I guess we're estimating it'll last probably 40 or 50 years in the right enclosure. And they also operate well in hot climates. Like these, we tested these at the boiling point of water and there was no efficiency drop. With the standard silicon cell, you couldn't even get any energy out of that at that high of a temperature. So it would be great for sub-Saharan or even Saharan Africa. And our simple and inexpensive manufacturing process, it reduces upfront capital investment as well as production costs, and it allows the setup of assembly facilities in Africa. And our cost of production, we estimate, is actually below 75 cents per watt. And the standard for fossil fuels is 90 cents to $1 per watt. So we're estimating once we're in production, we'll already beat the fossil fuel market. And we offer price, reliability, and performance advantages over all the competitors. And that 75 cents per watt, I should mention, is made in the US price, not made in China price. We do not support any kind of sweatshops. We would be providing high quality, high paying jobs to workers initially in America and then in Africa. And this is what our product will look like in the future. This is actually a competitor's product, which is probably 4 times more expensive than what ours will be. And they will also be shipped in rolls, so it would be really efficient to ship square miles of this stuff to wherever. And one of the first humanitarian projects we worked on was in Nigeria. And the problem is access to electricity right now. Only 40% of all Nigerians have any access to electricity. And for those that do, the electricity is only provided for 2 to 4 hours per day. And that's even in the big cities such as Lagos. The rates are really high. They're approximately 15 cents a kilowatt hour for residential and over $0.25 per kilowatt hour for commercial clients, and that's in US dollars. So you can only imagine how expensive it is for people over there. And currently the distribution and generation systems aren't able to keep up with the soaring demand. And there's a current power deficit of over 10 gigawatts, which is 10 billion watts or 10 coal power plants. And 2/3 of all the electricity generated is from portable generators. And they primarily use diesel, which is expensive, toxic, and the solution to this problem, or hopefully one of them, is Nava and GIC Solar. We're working with GIC Solar Tech International Limited. They are a private utility company working in Lagos, Nigeria, that I actually met through a Canadian collaborator with Nava Solar. He introduced me to his friend who started GIC Solar. In fact, he told him about my panels, and he was so moved that he went back to Nigeria, called up all his important contacts, and started GIC. And GIC will distribute and install Nava products in government buildings, hospitals, schools, and villages, amongst other places. And GIC will make its money by selling the electricity from the systems that they install. And they're currently able to provide a 40% discount from the going electric rates over there right now. And there's a huge job creation potential in Nigeria from this project. Directly through GIC Solar alone, installation and maintenance will create over 3,000 new jobs. And
do you have prototypes in Nigeria now?
no.
Okay.
And future assembly operations will create over 10,000 skilled, well-paying jobs and greatly reduce our shipping costs. And that's per facility. So if we set up more than one facility there in other countries, it's at least 10,000 jobs per factory. And our current status, GIC has signed a power purchase agreement for 1 gigawatt of solar power, which is expected to increase pretty soon. They're negotiating with the government right now to get additional buyers for our power. And a PPA is a loan-based financing to fund equipment and installation. And that loan is repaid by billing the customers who use that power. And funding has been approved for both Nava and GIC Solar, as well as the PPA contract. So we're looking at a total of around $2 billion. And Nava hopes to begin pilot production by the middle of next year. And we're also working with other sustainable communities in Africa. We're contributing to building the sustainable communities that Rainmakers is involved with. And like my mom mentioned, these communities will be set up in Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Liberia, and Ghana. And we'll also supply our technology to manufacturing firms in these communities. And the way we plan on getting them out there is we'll ship them in rolls to the communities. So say on the back of a standard semi-trailer, we'll be able to ship probably each of those rolls is 1 meter wide and probably a few kilometers long when it's fully unraveled. So we can ship a good fraction of a square kilometer in a single shipment. and then we would actually have the people in Africa assemble the panels from those rolls. And it's a very simple process. It doesn't take much education or skill set to be able to cut the roll sheets and solder them together and put them in between two panes of glass. So those will be in Africa, creating African jobs. And thousands of skilled jobs. What we're looking for next, we're seeking mentorship and guidance from scientific and technical experts to speed up the pilot production. We have maybe a month or two of prototyping to complete before pilot production. And some scientific and technical experts will greatly speed that up because both me and my partner are in our early 20s, so we'd like outside help for sure. Management experts to efficiently streamline operations because neither me nor my partner have MBAs or any formal business experience. We're also looking for financial experts for short and long-term planning, and definitely legal experts for business and IP protection. And we're also looking for access to other high-impact humanitarian projects in Africa. And we're also seeking volunteers and donations for future projects in rural sub-Saharan Africa. These will be projects that Nava sets up independently. And thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, any questions?
Are you seeking patents?
We will be seeking patents after we finish the prototyping process. We've prototyped these cells on glass before. Now we're going to focus on doing it on rollable foil. So once we do that, we'll be looking at getting some kind of IP.
Do you have venture capitalists interested already? And I mean, of those required people, have you found some that are already interested in?
Mainstream venture capitalists, no, because we haven't patented the technology yet. We don't have in our possession a prototype.
But he's already been approved for funding through Rainmakers, and funding is expected to come in early January. So we've been able to procure funding for full 3 years of production and to the tune of $240 million. So this will start coming to us through private investors. And this will start coming in January. It's their
You're
approved
gonna need
for.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
one of the
fantastic.
reasons that, actually a big reason that Rainmakers started was because my mom was seeing me how frustrated I was just beating my head against the wall, trying to get to these mainstream investors and just hearing probably at least 12 no's.
Yeah, and this is the journey of every inventor. You know, they, even those, I mean, we're working with some inventors in Canada who are patented, prototype, tested for 2 years, high quality solar cells using silicon. They've got JV partners picked in India and no funding. So we got them funded as well for the solar and battery integrated project, and that was, I think, $550 million. We've got them funded. So these are, I mean, cutting edge technologies which can make a huge difference to the industry as well as to the world. And so when Suneel discovered this technology 2 years ago, and you know, he was really getting nowhere with the funding process, I started, you know, I said I would help